Well, hello YouTube. I just thought that I'd document a little bit of a Southeast Alabama hemp growing project that is specifically for CBD oil. These plants arrived on June 30th, late in the evening. It was almost dark. It has been in the average of the mid-90s all week long when we've had a couple of little small rain showers. Now, I've been planting the plants, but most of the plants have been under my carport, and I'm trying to kind of harden in the plants because I don't know exactly where they can come from. So if they were under grow lights or in a greenhouse environment or whatever, and I'm transplanting them out into a field. So with that said, we had a little over 1,000 1-inch plants, and we had 1,000 3-inch cups or plants that were, around 12 inches tall. The 1-inchers were only, maybe 3-inch tall plants or so. Now, this dirt has not been fertilized. It has had no kind of chemicals put on it at all whatsoever this year to kill any grass or anything. And so in Southeast Alabama, I'm going to have to fight grass in the process of growing the plants. And as you can see, I planted these plants at roughly 5-foot intervals. This is a dwarf cherry strain of hemp, and I also had a citrus strain that I planted right next to it. Then we had Biox, I believe is what it was called. I don't have the paper in front of me. We also had a Sweets variety, a Franklin variety, and I believe that was all. There was 5 varieties. Now, as you can see, the ground is good and wet. Yesterday we probably got a 2-inch rain and a small tornado come through actually at the same time that really saturated this ground. This ground was tilled with a 5-foot tiller and a John Deere tractor, and it was tilled over 3 or 4 times in the process just to cut up the grass. Now, I know a lot of this grass is going to come back. It's already starting to come back. But a lot of that grass is also going to be turned into organic matter, and it's going to help fertilize the soil. Now, the plants are spaced differently because I wanted to try to find out, in the climate that we have here, as hot, as humid as it gets in Southeast Alabama, that, the different processes of planting these things. Some of them are as close as 3 feet. Some of them is 4 feet. Some of them 5 feet. The rows are 3 by 3, 4 by 4. And then when we got to the bigger plants, I started a new process, and I actually utilized the tractor and a middle buster in order to make rows, which pretty well puts them almost 5 foot wide, and I'm putting the plants 4 to 5 foot apart because these are should be hardy variety of plants. Now, there's a lot of these plants that I've just laid out. I hadn't covered them up yet, but I decided that I ought to do this video so you can get an idea from start to finish exactly how the process went. Now, as you'll see here, I took the middle buster and began to make the rows with the tractor. Then I come out and laid the plants by hand, and they all have a spacing of about 4 to 5 foot. Then you have to come in and cover back up the plants. Now, this is with a saturated root ball, and the dirt was rained on, like I said, a couple inches yesterday afternoon, so the soil is damp as well. And it should give these plants a pretty good chance of survival. here's you an idea of what it looks like when you take the tractor and start cutting in your rows. It makes a trench or a trough, so to speak, and that'll give you a place to lay the root ball. And with the rain that we got yesterday, that put water deeper into the soil, so when I'm covering these plants up over the course of the day, that deeper soil is already wet, and it should help give the plants a better rate of survival. I'm going to have to cut in probably 5 more rows in order to get all the plants in. We have a total of 2,100 plants that we're planting, and this little experiment. And like I said earlier, this is strictly for CBD oil, and that's the reason that we're growing it, just to see how it will do in this hot, humid climate that we have in southeast Alabama. All right, guys, this is all I got for now. Thanks for watching.